Welcome to Kevin's English Room Podcast Plus.
Was it plus?
Oh, no, it's not plus.
All right.
Sorry, guys, this is not plus.
All right.
It's just normal Kevin's English Room
okay,
Podcast.
okay.
Right, it's not plus.
Plus, minus.
Plus. Oh, that's a good comeback. That's a good recovery method.
Yeah.
Minus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the before I forget.
Okay.
I guess that was the last week, not yesterday's, but last week's 生配信.
Okay.
You talked about you mentioned about the pressure, right?
Yeah.
Like a nervousness, yes.
Yeah.
Whether
We
if
talk about
you,
kincho.
if you should like overcome those nervousnesses, or it's purely in like a necessary thing to your life.
Yeah.
And you're kind of thinking which way should you take,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you mentioned about that, and
Talked about that,
if I remember correctly, like the conversation went a bit off after that.
Okay.
I mean, I thought you wanted to talk about like now, right? Like
Yeah.
this activities,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The whole conversation went to like to the a bit of like
Yeah.
when we were a kaishain things or like how to do the presentation things, but
Yeah.
if I felt correctly, like this might be something a bit off from what you've like start off, but
Yeah.
so I just want to talk about that.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's right. I do want to talk about like me. So what I talked about on the KR podcast, how I started off was that like, how we sometimes feel nervousness, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing that happens, right? We feel nervous. And I,
No, sorry.
what's
That
up?
was like a professional speaker.
Really?
But no.
You felt that?
Yeah.
You thought did I look like a professional
Yeah, like a
speech
professional,
guy?
yeah.
Oh man, I love that. I need to clip that. I need to clip that up from YouTube. Need to rewatch it. So yeah, I you know how we feel nervous sometimes, right? Yeah, we feel nervous. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and it's I talked about I started saying it by I don't like feeling nervous. I don't like feeling the kincho. Like it's uncomfortable for me. Like if I had a choice of like do I get to do I want to go through this feeling or not? If I had like a 50-50 merit demerit choice, I would go for I would probably not want to take this. I would not want to go through the emotion because it's just it's uneasing. It's
Yeah.
like it's worrying.
Yeah, of course.
So now, you know how at our stage, our stage in life, we get to choose whether if we want to do this job or not.
Yeah.
Like there's options for us right now, right? Like if like as KR or as a solo, like individual jobs, like we get to decide if we want to do a certain job or not. Fortunately, absolutely. And I've had several times where, including both my solo versus like my the KR things, where we took on a job and I felt nervous.
Yeah.
Like the day before, 2 days before, prior to it, and that was what got me thinking of like, okay, this is kind of like an emotion that I do not like to have, and this logic is really similar to how I felt about Sazai-san Shokogun.
Yeah.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
And I've worked so hard to eliminate Sazai-san Shokogun. That was like, right. Through my whole life, my journey has been to be more happier every day.
Yeah.
Really equal to eliminating stress.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's very similar.
That's
That's two. Yeah.
Yeah. the
Kamihitoi, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
wow,
Yeah, yeah.
Omote to ura.
Omote to ura, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe this is an emotion that I might have to start putting a spotlight on. Maybe I have to start focusing on, adjusting my life not to feel this. But at the same time, I thought, okay, maybe there's something different about this feeling from Sazai-san Shokogun. I think Sazai-san Shokogun is purely negative, I thought.
Okay.
Like, I thought it was something that was like, this is purely bad. Like, this is like, I don't see anything good in this feeling. But for the kinchokan thing, I kind of still had this like positive energy inside. I felt like that was like, okay, maybe this is like a chance for me to grow.
Yeah.
Maybe this could also be a chance for me to like experience something newer. And like, maybe if I continue doing this, there's going to be more activities where I would feel less kincho.
Yeah.
So like maybe it's because I'm inexperienced that I'm feeling this. Maybe if I get more experience, maybe if I spend the next several years overcoming all these kinchos and experiencing getting used to the kinchos, I'll become much more experienced, much more, thicker skin, be not vulnerable to kinchos, and I may become that kind of a person if I embrace the fear. I thought so. That was kind of like the theme for me, right? Still is now, and right, right. So that was what I had in mind. Yeah. What do you think about that, man?
You haven't still like
I haven't advanced anything from that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have any like the answer inside me, so I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned last week.
Yeah.
And still I'm thinking.
Okay.
So but yeah, like true, like to me, like there are two types of kinchos, I guess.
Okay.
Like one is for example, like, so I want to do a live concert.
Okay.
Then I will be very nervous before the live, like the
Okay.
day before. But that's something good to me, I guess.
Okay.
Because that means so when I get nervous, one is like if I very practice,
Okay.
and then I will be nervous.
Okay.
Like, if I could do properly or like as I practiced,
Right.
and that's how I not get nervous. And the other one is like simply I am not prepared well.
Okay.
Like for example, like tomorrow, I will have a live concert, and then I'm not prepared well. Like I don't memorize all the lyrics, for example.
Okay.
Like I don't have any, plans to do that. And I will be very nervous.
Yeah.
And so that one isn't good for me.
Okay.
But the first one will be a good one for me, I guess. Yeah. So that's what I've thought.
That's your
so
gut
far.
feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. Several questions layering on top.
Yeah. Okay. Please.
That has to go in
Yeah.
the next episode because.
True. Yeah, I just want to elaborate this.
Yeah.
things
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's
into
do
deeper
that.
layer.
It's
So.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about that in the next episode.
Okay.
All right.